Barco Radio at 5 Napkins is signing off.
Do, 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 do. What was that? Was that Johnny Carson?
Just Johnny Carson, yeah.
Yeah.
What made you think of that?
I don't know. I just heard it in my head when you said signing off.
Signing off. Does that make me Ed McMahon? You Johnny Carson?
I think I'm Ed McMahon, if anybody. Not you.
Yeah, well, you're not shaped like Ed McMahon.
I'm a little chubby.
You're going to have to edit this, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's 50 minutes long.
15?
I don't have time tomorrow to edit it.
Oh, 50?
Because we have to get ready for recording with Chris Brandt.
Yeah, that's tomorrow too.
And you want me
That's
to
great.
post this tomorrow?
I know, that's why you
went
had such a sour look.
On and on and on. It's like, I got to think of what I'm going to cut out.
You don't have to cut out anything.
Just put the whole thing out there, just the way it is now.
Put it out. Just do the music thingy at the beginning and
just put it out.
Yeah.
All your information about this. Okay.
Blathering. My blathering on.
Fine. That's so it shall be. So you say, and so it shall be. Dun dun.
Done.
Okay. First thing, ignore the drilling that's going on outside my window here on West End Avenue. It has nothing to do with what I have to say. So, you think you now have got your Bar Crawl Radio homework done and you can just leave and get on with your life. Well, buddy, we have a surprise. There is a whole episode waiting to consume your time. And so this B&A conversation, which we had at 5 Napkin Burger on West 84th Street, looks at two examples of idealistic children. The first story is mine, and the other is Becky's. Okay? And by the way, if you like what you hear on Barco Radio, let us know by subscribing wherever you get your podcasts and emailing us at barcrawradio@gmail.com. Tell us how much you like it and why you like it. Okay. And now, enough of the drilling. Idealistic children. So I just want to give a shout out to the Yankees.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. They got really far.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, but that doesn't do it.
I know.
No,
It's
no,
the first.
they did really, really well. No, they didn't win.
I know.
I mean, when it comes to sports, it's all about winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Altuve.
disappointing to the fans.
Altuve. Oh, that Altuve.
Man.
God, he's that little bantamweight, little Houston Astro guy, and he just kind of like, he hits that last
He's
home
very
run
good.
Yeah. He's really,
Clutch
really good.
player. That's what you have to be. You have to be a clutch player. You have to, be like under pressure.
And we just didn't have the clutch. I mean, we held them, but, oh, damn.
That was a good game that we didn't watch because we were so worried that they would lose.
Yeah, because every time we watch them, they seem to lose.
No, it seems that every time we didn't watch them, they are losing this time.
So it was our fault. Okay, fine.
One way or another,
Fine.
It's always our fault. We have such amazing power.
It's not your fault. It's my fault because I'm a Jew. It's
because
the Jews' fault.
everything that everything
all
is
the bad
blamed
things
on.
that happen in the world
and
is because of us.
Yeah.
It's because of my tribe.
Sorry, honey.
It's
That's
my
true,
tribe.
though.
Yeah. So I went to the park today.
Yeah?
This is Bark Row Radio. We're at 5 Napkin on 84th Street, West 84th Street, and you look lovely.
On the Upper West Side.
You look
Thank you,
lovely,
dear.
sweetie, with your red glasses kind of partially down your nose.
Yeah, that's why we wear them these days, us senior citizens.
I know, but it makes you look gorgeous.
Oh, stop.
No, it does.
No, don't
You're
say
drinking.
it again.
You're drinking water.
Well, I haven't ordered yet.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna order.
Yeah.
Okay, this is our other week,
Yes.
and it's you and I just talking, and I really prepared nothing except the fact I wanted to talk about something that happened to me in the park this afternoon. It was a beautiful afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and I was coming back from a concert by Rolf Schulte, He was at the
Oh,
Graduate
okay.
Center.
Oh,
He was
nice.
terrific. Bartok and Beethoven and Schoenberg.
Huh.
And it's like just amazing how good this guy is.
Wow.
Our good friend Rolf Schulte, the classic violinist.
Yes.
Right. And yeah, so I went to the Graduate Center, and I went backstage. Randa was there,
Okay.
and I congratulated him on his concert. And he's doing the same concert tonight out in, I don't know, someplace in Connecticut. Right?
Uh-huh.
And so I had a bowl of soup that I bought at school, and I was riding through the park, and I go, I want to find a nice quiet spot in the park overlooking the lake.
And it was warm enough.
It was warm. I laid down my jacket. I found a shady place. I had my little lukewarm bowl of soup that I got at John Jay College, and they make good soup there, by the way. If anyone wants a good bowl of soup.
John Jay College.
John
Who
Jay
would have
College.
thunk?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd buy their sandwich, but their soup is really
Okay.
good. Yeah. And
So
it
you
was-
wouldn't get the soup and sandwich then?
No.
No.
You got to be careful about the meat there.
Ooh, that's not
So,
good.
Yeah, but the soup's good.
Okay.
Right.
Or they might use meat, as the base. of
Yeah, but
the
it's
soup.
hot, so it kills anything.
I
That's,
don't know if it works that way.
so far, I've been okay with the soup. So I'm sitting in the park, overlooking the lake. There's a guy playing guitar semi-well, not really great, but and I start just listening, grooving, looking at the people, and this young cheruby child comes up, and he may be 12, 13, 14, something like that. With
When you said cheruby child, I was thinking it's a little toddler.
No, but it was a kid. It was
Okay.
a kid. And he was wearing a yarmulke. Tzitzis coming down the side.
Uh-huh.
And I knew what was going to happen.
He was going to say,
It's happened to me
are you Jewish?
throughout my whole life. Well, he didn't say it that way, because he was a New York
Yeah.
guy. Said, are you Jewish?
Uh-huh.
And it's like I'm sitting there, and it's like my response is, if anyone out there who's Jewish, who lived in New York and knows about that approach, you know what I'm
what
talking
is this
about.
group? Is it the
I don't know what
the
group it was.
Chassid, the Levitica?
Don't
I
know.
don't know what the
Don't
names
know.
are. Yeah.
Don't know. It was a young man.
They're proselytizers, though. Right?
Well,
Well, to Jewish people.
he's not the only proselytizing Jewish people.
Right, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
So are you Jewish? And I knew it was going to happen, and I decided I was going to engage. I was going to engage him,
Uh-huh.
right? And I said, yes, I'm Jewish. And then it started.
Oh, gosh.
Can you put on the tefillin? Can you put on the tefillin? I'd really like you to put on the tefillin. I said, no, young man, I'm not going to put on the tefillin, but if you'd like to sit down here, I'm having my soup. I can share my pretzels with you if they're kosher.
Did you
enough.
really say that?
Well, something like that. I said,
Yeah.
you sit down. Let's talk. Let's
Right,
talk about
okay.
this.
You
I'm
were-
not going to put the tefillin on. No. Why aren't you going to put the tefillin on? It's your duty to do it as a Jew. Did you do your tefillin today? No. I don't want to talk about that. Sit down. Let's talk. No, I can't. I've got a boat over there. There's a bunch of us in a boat on the lake, and we're kind of going around from like island to island and finding Jews and asking them to put on their tefillin.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
They're sitting in a boat, and instead
And
of,
they're
the lakes are not that big.
Well, they're moving around the lake.
And there's not that many. I don't
they're
remember
on-
seeing
they're
an
on a
island
jeweler.
in any of those lakes.
They're on a Jew alert. They're looking for Jews, and he found me. And I think there was a lookout. There was a woman sitting on the hill next to me, and she kind of went, "Come over here. There's one over here."
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what's going.
Wow.
So, but he was really innocent, and and then another one came. Another
Uh-oh.
young man came,
Oh my gosh.
and I ended up with Ellie, Mordecai, and Solomon.
All
Three
of them,
standing above me.
and asking you if you
I mean, they
did your,
couldn't
wore
have
your
been more than
tefillin today.
4 feet tall.
Yeah.
But they were above me, standing there. And at one point I said, it's like, I feel like I'm being surrounded. Why don't you guys sit down and we'll talk? They said, no, we can't talk. But don't you want to rap? Don't you want to wrap your hand? Don't you want to rap? I said, no, I'm not going to put the
It
tefillin
sounds.
on.
I mean, it kind of sounds. I don't want to be insulting.
Well, I know you're an atheist, and I know your approach to this, and I wasn't. I was trying to approach it as, there was young boys, and they were like on a scavenger hunt
Okay,
looking
but
for
it sounds
Jews.
a little desperate.
They weren't desperate. No, they were kind of cute.
Oh, okay.
They were cute. They were making their argument.
Oh, they did make your argument?
They were making
It
the
sounds like they
argument.
just kept asking you the same question
No,
over and over.
We did have a little bit of a
Eventually,
discourse.
you had a conversation.
I said, why do you want me to wear the tefillin?
Uh-huh.
Sit down. They wouldn't sit down. Well, we got to get back to the boat. And they said, well, our rabbi wants you to do that. We're out here because our rabbi told us to get people to put the tefillin on.
Right. Okay.
And I said, okay, your rabbi but what do you feel about this? Why do you want me to put on the tefillin?
Right.
I was trying to get them engaged. He said, well, because we're trying to bring Jews closer together. We want to be like one big happy Jewish family. And also, if you put the tefillin on, the day of the Messiah will come sooner.
Oh.
Yeah, the day.
See, that's a pretty good argument.
Right, so they made the argument.
Yeah, that's a pretty good argument.
Think about these as your students in your class.
Except that, wait, when the Messiah...
They're making an argument.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
and they have their points. They're making their sales pitch.
Right.
And I'm saying no, I'm not buying.
Right.
And they made their two sales pitch, and I was trying to get to this kind of like thing. Well, you're brainwashed, aren't you? I didn't want to get to that. I just want to say, well, what are you feeling about this?
Yeah.
So they got their two arguments. Right? My rabbi wants us to do it.
Right.
One, two.
And that's a weak argument.
It brings Jews together.
That's a good argument. Except I don't know that quite how it
argument.
does that.
I don't know.
How does it?
And three, Messiah will come sooner.
Okay.
If we get you to put on your tefillin. I said, no, I'm going to do it. And so
they believe that, though.
They believe it.
They believe it
right.
wholeheartedly.
But I wanted to have it. We never had that conversation I wanted to have.
Yeah, I know.
In which we talk,
Maybe you need the rabbi.
No. I'd rather have these three young because they were cute.
Yeah.
Mordecai, Solomon, and Ellie.
Yeah.
And so finally I said, okay, I'll put on the tefillin. This is after he says, I'll give you $1.
Oh, wow. He's going to give you $1.
So I'll give you $1. And I said, oh, no, I don't need $1. I said, what about you take off your tzitzis and I'll put on the tefillin.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds like
right. And that got to their
an
core.
Assault.
They kind of were smiling, but I saw them starting to think about it. And one of them started to take off their shirt because the tzitzi is on the end of a shawl that's underneath.
Yes.
And so they have to take their shirt off, then they have to take the tzitzis off. And I guess then they'd be kind of like their body would be open. But they started to do it, and I said, no, don't. I didn't really mean that.
You were kind of being
I'm testing this. I was testing. You offered me $1, so I made you a counter offer.
Right.
Yeah. So it was very.
So they were kind of willing to go there.
He was thinking about it. I saw his brain turning.
Yeah.
He was weighing between.
Well, he's unbuttoning his shirt.
But he's weighing it. Should I take? I'll take this, but then he'll put on the tefillin, and I'll get the rabbi. I'll get a point. I'll get one of these old Jews.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, at one point they said, "Well, how long has it been since you wore tefillin?" I said, "Well, maybe 45 years." They went, what? You've not rapped in 45 years? So it was. I started thinking about it. It was kind of like these three young men are kind of wanting to get into bondage.
Was it when your father passed away?
Yeah.
I've seen you.
That was the last time I did it.
That was the last time.
The year my father, I put the tefillin on every day, and then
for his.
Never done it since.
Morning,
yeah. But it's this whole thing. It's like they have nothing to do with me. I don't know them. And yet they want to put my.
Just
they want me to
for
do this thing.
The audience members that are our listeners
Look
who
it up.
don't know what it's
called davening and putting on the tefillin.
It's you say certain prayers.
Then you wrap your arm and you put something on your head
but you say certain prayers.
You say certain prayers, right?
Specific prayers.
There's prayers you say as you put it on.
So it's kind of like the rosary. You go through.
I don't know.
You say some of the prayer on each bead or something. I think.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's. I always see the rosary as kind of like a contemplation thing.
Well,
it's like you're repeating something.
Right. You don't think the tefillin is?
I think it probably has a relevance to that.
Yeah. So that people are, focused on God and kind of in a reverie, almost not a reverie,
kind of
but in a trance,
kind of a prayerful trance.
Right. Yeah.
Getting into a ritual state. I kind of liked it.
I mean, it's kind of like the meditating.
But I was never going to do it with anyone saying, "Are you going to put on your tefillin?"
No, I know, not for that reason.
No, because that's a guilt thing.
Yeah.
That's
you have to.
You're a bad Jew. You need to come around and be with the rest of us.
It has to be relevant to you.
Right. Yeah. And the idea that these three young men, and his rabbi, do not consider me to be of the Jewish faith.
Because of that.
Because of that, and probably a lot of other things. This has been a real kind of a Jewish trek I've been on since going on Yom Kippur and going to the Orthodox synagogue. And that was a previous. We talked about it on a previous Blackboard Radio.
Yeah. Well, I remember your cousin Richard saying to you,
Who's a rabbi?
Who is a rabbi?
Conservative rabbi.
And he was on what is it called? Sabbatical.
Yep.
From the shul, and they were living in New York, and they were visiting lots of different synagogues.
Yeah.
And he says, "So Alan, I haven't seen you at any of these synagogues," or something like that.
Yeah.
He made it crack, like
I said,
you're not keeping the chairs warm.
Wait a minute. You mean they have bars now at synagogues? Captain or flower? Okay.
Look at her.
Yeah, she's telling me
writing
like Captain
a
or
note.
flower. Because
I love Jamie.
I like flower. All right. So what's the whole name of it? It's Flower Power. I think it's good.
I
just brushed my teeth.
Oh no.
And it goes good with the mint.
You don't have to tell her that.
No, but it goes well with the mint.
You share too much.
That's how you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. So you had an interesting 3 days.
I did. I was on a trip to New York City.
It's a local trip to New York City. People come from all over the world to come here.
Well,
there were tourists in the park like mad.
Oh, to come to New York, yeah. Could I get a kettle martini, no vermouth? And yes.
Yeah. So you're vacationing in New York.
Well,
with your students.
It doesn't qualify as a vacation.
Yeah.
Not when you're with your students 24/7. Well, it's not 7, but it was from Sunday evening until Wednesday afternoon.
Not even a busman's holiday.
My students attended a conference that was created by in partnership with some other people, but by my headmistress and her and
Can we name
her
the school?
daughter. No, we can't. No.
Okay.
We can't. Anyway.
Clarence wants to say the name of the school.
Oh, Clarence, then you will have to edit it out, Clarence.
Okay.
It's not fair.
Okay.
It's not fair.
And it's not relevant.
No, it isn't really at all. But I think I've mentioned that it's a Montessori school.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Montessori students from all over the country, and from Canada. We have had schools from, I think, Puerto Rico in the past. Anyway, they come to New York to this meeting, and it's called Global Citizenship Action Project.
And it's at the Marriott.
And it's held at the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. So we stay there, which that's not bad.
You're there Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night.
Exactly.
And you get fed.
Oh yes, overfed.
Okay.
And but you're always with your students, always.
Mm-hmm.
And the point of the meeting, and most of the students are older than my students, and because of the founders were by my headmistress and her daughter, who's our administrator, I guess they get that privilege of sending to because we don't have the older students, we don't have middle school, but most of the kids are from middle school.
So it's like Ellie, Mordecai, and Solomon. Is their age.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's their age, exactly.
Right.
And at the meeting, the presenters are representatives from different NGOs. Now, I didn't know what an NGO was until I started going to these the Global Citizenship Action Project.
It's a no good organization.
Yeah, no, it's a non-governmental organization.
That's it. That's it.
Non-governmental organization.
Non-governmental.
So it's nonprofits. They do good works throughout the world. So global citizenship the idea is to try to peak the young person's imagination to world issues.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that are problems in our world today?
For instance.
Beautiful.
Wow.
It's
that is a stick of olives.
It's olives on a stick.
How many are there? You have 5 or 6 olives on a stick.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Just balance on.
Very nice.
Oh boy,
Very
that's pretty.
nice.
Wait. Let me
Thank
take a picture of that.
Okay. This is Bar Crawl Radio. And we are at 5 Napkin,
That's right.
where the martinis are delicious.
The martinis
The
flow.
food is delicious. And the service is the best. And the bartenders are beautiful and friendly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Customers are beautiful and friendly.
And handsome.
And everyone's handsome here.
Everyone's beautiful.
Right. Have a couple beers. Everyone's good looking here. Okay, so we're at
Okay,
your
so I wanted to
conference at
talk
the
about
Marriott.
some of the presenters because it's very inspiring
Mm-hmm.
to hear these people talk about what their organizations do.
Mhm.
Some of the
Could
organizations.
I go there and present for Bar Crawl Radio? We're kind of like an NGO. We're non-governmental.
We don't really. Yeah, we are non-governmental.
We're non-governmental,
but we're not
totally.
really an organization, I don't think. Don't you have to
I
have certain
organize these
paperwork
things.
done? And
I'm organized.
we couldn't
sorta.
even get an LLC going, Al.
Stop it. Stop it. You're embarrassing me. Yeah, the government didn't accept my LLC.
We're a podcast.
I'm waiting for another bill to come. All right, so you have these inspiring.
Very inspiring. So, for example, one of the groups that comes is called Save the Rain. Now, Save the Rain was founded by a woman who just was at a conference and learned. Oh, one less guy. Gotta have soul. Gotta have soul. This kid, when he was 5 years old, he visited a shelter with his mom. Mom wanted him to learn about the life of people that are underprivileged. It was his birthday, and he had some brand new shoes that light up, so he's really proud of them. And he thought, he knew he was going to meet some kids, and he's really going to say, "Look at my shoes." He went in and he saw that they were barefoot, or that they had shoes that were really worn out, or they had shoes that didn't fit them, and so that stuck with him. So when he was having his bar mitzvah, he decided to do a project and get some shoes and bring them to the shelter for the kids. And he did. And then he started a nonprofit organization. So he started when he was 12. He started a nonprofit organization when he was 12 years old. Now that's inspiring. Now he's given over 100,000 shoes away. He works with shelters in every state, all 50 states. And he's out of his home in his garage, and his mom helps him. And they get volunteers.
Oh my God, I feel so inadequate.
Can you believe it?
So inadequate.
I
What
mean,
have you done?
Isn't that inspiring?
No, it's
Nothing.
not
I know.
inspiring.
I was depressed.
It's depressing.
I was depressed at how little
Yeah,
I
it's
do
depressing.
for the world. It's
I
true.
do nothing.
Yeah,
I don't
me
even
too.
give blood. I don't do anything.
I used to give. I stopped giving.
You
now.
stopped giving blood even.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it.
We do nothing. We sit here doing
We
this
should do
stupid
something. Al.
podcast,
We should do something.
drinking beer and having vodka
We're
martinis.
disgusting.
We are disgusting
We're
examples
like
of
a
humanity.
Pimple on a bar stool.
And here this 12-year-old is putting shoes on millions of
And
destitute,
they're
ultra
the
poor.
shoes are personalized because they
Personalized
have the
shoes. Jeez.
people at the shelters fill out a form saying the name of the child.
Oh,
They send them these
Stop it.
things to measure their feet, just like you have in the regular
they
store.
actually make the shoes fit their feet.
Fit
Oh.
their feet, and they ask the on the form you say, well, is this kid athletic? Does he like athletic shoes? Is this little girl like pink? They get
12
an
years
opportunity
old.
to really say what what kind of shoe that kid will like.
Puts a name on the shoe. Can I get a pair of those shoes?
And you cannot. And they put
I'm
a
athletic.
card, a personalized,
I've got a name.
handwritten card
I need a card.
into each box.
I need a box.
Each box.
I need all that.
100,000.
Just because
No,
I'm not ultra
They
poor,
really only work with the homeless people.
I'm not at home now. I
Little
don't-
girl tried on the shoes.
I'm
She
in a
had worn
bar.
the same shoes for 2 years,
Oh, you got both.
and they were 2 sizes too small for her.
Oh,
She had to scrunch up her toes. It's sad.
no,
I mean,
it
this
is
kid
sad, but
really
it's
cool.
it's depressing.
I know. Sorry, I brought you down. But
I
people
thought
are
I thought
doing
I was a good
work.
person.
People are doing good work in this world,
All
and we
right.
need to support them.
Okay.
You need to donate to Gotta Have Soul and to UNICEF and to Save the Rain and to BRAC. BRAC. BRAC.
And don't use any of your money to support Bar Crawl Radio.
No, don't waste it on us.
Don't waste it on us, because if you send us
No,
any money at
no.
all, it means you didn't give it to Brock and to UNICEF
BRAC.
and to Save the Soul. You gave it to Bar.
Gotta have
Don't
soul.
give us. Give it to them.
Yes.
Right.
It's not. I don't think we have to worry about that too much. Nobody's sending us money, honey. No worries.
I worry about it all the time. Make sure to keep the money away from us because we'll just waste it on booze. That's right.
Okay. All right. You've lightened the mood. Good job.
You told me not to, but I couldn't help it.
Well,
Fargo Radio at 5 Napkins is signing off.
what was
I'm
that?
good.
Was that Johnny Carson?
I'm a really good person. Just Johnny Carson, yeah.
Yeah.
What made you think of that?
I don't know. I just heard it in my head when you said signing off.
Signing off. Does that make me Ed McMahon? You Johnny Carson?
I think I'm Ed McMahon, if anybody. Not you.
Yeah, well, you're not shaped like Ed McMahon.